All right, so final wrap-up of tonight. One point that we haven't made so far, and then I want to touch on the conclusion here of the debate. One point that I started to think about in the middle of the debate was, oh, my God, I'd kind of forgotten how specific these debates are. Sarah Palin is going to get slaughtered. Okay, I was thinking.
But again, that's going to go to style. I mean, next week we're going to be, sitting talking about the same stuff, style, and that is going to be it's going to be a lot tougher to beat Joe Biden than you think because of that, because of the.
No, I understand that, but
lack of precedent.
Earlier in the show, Michael, there's reports out that they've been doing mock debates and mock press conferences with Sarah Palin. And the McCain campaign believes so far they have gone disastrously.
Okay? Where did that report come from?
Now, it comes from Ed Schultz, another progressive talker. He said campaign sources have told him that. Okay. So take that for whatever it's worth, and we explain that on the regular show, too. Okay. And I'd like to think all progressive talk show hosts have excellent sources, and so they should have 100% credibility with you. But and who knows, maybe they're leaking things like that to lower expectations.
Right.
But I don't think you leaked that it was going disastrously.
No.
Right? I don't think you want to lower expectations that much. But you can tell from the interview, she has no earthly idea what she's talking about. And I think that in an hour-and-a-half debate, that could really show. So we're going to find out. That's next week, the vice presidential debate. We're going to cover every single debate, live, play-by-play analysis afterwards, right here on theyoungturks.com. Don't miss any of it, especially the Palin debate. Yeah. Man, am I looking forward to that. Now, my conclusions overall is I think Bill Pascrell was right there. Obama wanted to set the tone on the first debate as not too much of a conflict. Here I am. I can stand on the stage with John McCain and be a commanding presence.
In the arena of foreign policy?
In the arena of foreign policy, and you can trust me as your president. We're going to be fine. In fact, if anything, McCain was over-aggressive and seemed surly at times. Obama looked at ease, would constantly look at McCain and say, hey, John, and address him. McCain never once looked at Obama. And I think that the press will really emphasize that. I mean, look at what Richard Wolff said of Newsweek when he was on the show. Look at what Bill Pascrell said. It was obvious. And I think that's the big takeaway from tonight.
I agree.
McCain didn't look at ease. Obama did. Obama looked much better, comfortable in that atmosphere.
And, Cenk, after the debate, which is something I always look at, after the ball game, what do the players do after the debate, how do they interact? McCain seemed uncomfortable even interacting with Obama on the stage at a time when it's always shake hands and see you later.
That's interesting because I think part of that might be that McCain doesn't naturally – he's written this in his book, actually. He says sometimes he does things in a campaign that he's not comfortable with. For example, in South Carolina in 2000 when he supported the Confederate flag. And he wrote in his book, I did it for politics and it was a mistake. I shouldn't have done it. And when I did it, I looked uncomfortable. And that was my way of saying to the press, I don't really believe this.
Right. But
that's interesting.
It's interesting because if that's what he's saying, I don't even believe in shaking hands with my opponent in a debating forum. I mean, it's
the way I'm interpreting that, Michael, is, look, I'm coming out here and telling this guy that he's not ready and he's not experienced enough, and I'm telling you guys, don't vote for this guy, he's naive. But I don't really believe that. Okay.
Well, I don't see. I believe he believes that. I read the book too. I believe he believes that. I believe that he can't. I think, speaking to what Richard Wolff was saying before, is that he doesn't believe necessarily that he should be this junior senator from Illinois. I can't believe I didn't have to bother with this. There's something of that with John McCain.
And that's the second important point here. I think that another takeaway is John McCain looked and acted condescending towards Barack Obama. Now, I don't want to get into the race thing or anything like that. There's no need for that, right? Overall, though, I don't think that's going to sit well with the average viewer. Look, this man has earned his position there. He won a very tough primary among the Democrats. He obviously looks to be very knowledgeable, and we overall trust him on the economy, and that's what the American people are saying. And here you are dismissing him in a way that is uncomfortable and unjustified. So if it was just like if you dismiss Sarah Palin, I see where you're coming from, right? But if you do it in this context, I don't think it plays well. Not that I'm personally bothered by it, but I don't politically. I don't think it plays well.
I agree with you.
All right.
All right. So it was interesting. It was the first debate. I don't think
it was exciting.
It changed the world, but it was exciting just to be part of it.
Absolutely. And look, I walk away very happy from it because I think Obama got the better of him on many issues. And I think, judging already by the reaction we've seen, it's going to be viewed as a win for Obama. And McCain had to win on the foreign policy debate, and he didn't. He didn't. That's very important.
Because that means he's now relying on Obama making a mistake in the domestic policy debates.
And remember, Obama is leading anywhere between 3 to 5 points in all the polls right now.
7 in one of them.
Right. So McCain is already losing. He has to win the foreign policy debate. He doesn't. At worst case scenario, he ties. But realistically, it seems from the reaction that we've gotten so far, Obama wins. That puts him in an even deeper hole.
Yeah.
So I think he's in a world of hurt here. And finally, as a note for further debates, I understand that Obama wanted to set a tone here where he was respectful of John McCain, and I understand that for many reasons. But notice that during the debate, every time Obama went on the attack and changed the topic to something that was in his favor and against John McCain, it worked. And when McCain did likewise, when he changed the topic to earmarks or whatever it was that he thought was to his advantage, it worked. Stay on the attack.
Well,
and you can do it in a respectful way.
But you can do it respectfully, because if this worked, and if the press over the next few days and the polls over the next few days shows that this tactic worked and this way of being, if that is his natural way of being, which it seems to be, then stick with that too. Don't force anything. I think when you force, you become Al Gore. Right. You know, and I think that's important.
Not stylistically. I don't need you yelling at him. Okay.
Right.
Don't do what I would do in that case. But substantively, stay on the attack. All right. I think it was a great job by Obama. I feel relieved. I feel great about it. And next week, Sarah Palin, theyoungturks.com.
Let's try not to make this alter.
Okay.